Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, I may have scared her off. Got an email here from a viewer. He says, "Hey Corey, I dated this beautiful chick and we had sex once after a while. I had just broken up with my ex after 20 years, and this chick was my first different woman that I had been with in 20 years, but it felt great. I bet it did." He says, "Problem was, she and I lived 280 miles away and only saw each other every 2 weeks. She came to me, I came to her. Last time, she was a bit distant and didn't answer my emails right away." Well, obviously that means that she's losing interest, and obviously there's things that you're doing and saying when you're with her, or maybe when you're talking on the phone in between the times that you see each other, that's turning her off. Typically, what most guys tend to do is they're all focused on dating, relationships, trying to lock a girl down, trying to find out where they stand, where things are heading, instead of just focusing on the 3 H's, which are the only thing a guy really needs to focus on, which are hang out, have fun, and hook up. Rinse, recycle, repeat. That's it. That's all a guy needs to do. And notice I didn't say anything about dating, relationships, labels, marriage, moving in together, commitment, or any of that stuff. Hang out, in other words, arrange a date, have fun when you're hanging out on your date, and then hook up. Make a move when you're on your date. Go for the kiss. Invite her to come back to your place. Have a glass of wine with you if things are going real well. Or when you're dropping her off at her place, and you go for the kiss, and she like sucks the tongue out of the back of your throat and says, "Would you like to come in?" Sure. I mean, it means, would you like to come in? And what she's really saying, would you like to come in? And what it really means is, I'm inviting you in, and if you play your cards right, you're going to get some pussy tonight because I really like how you're showing up. That's in essence what is going on. And as long as you don't talk her out of it, you're going to be fucking later. It's pretty simple. He says, "I actually had just started to tell her that I have started to fall in love with her and the whole bit." What was I just saying a minute ago? I must be psychic or something. Huh. Look at that. I was starting to tell her that I was falling in love with her and the whole bit. It's like, why? What is that going to do to cause her to want you more? Nothing. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. So, do you think that statement helps her be more sure of where she stands with you, or more unsure of where she stands with you? Something to think about. That's why it's not that you never tell a girl these kinds of things. It's you gotta pay attention to whether or not she's feeling them, because us guys, we tend to be visual creatures. When we see something we like, we want to stick something inside of it. Man, it's just the way it is. That's the way us guys are. And any dude, if you're a woman watching this, any dude that tells you different is totally fucking full of shit. The thought goes through his mind. It absolutely does. That's just the way we are. But hey, if we didn't think about sex all the time like that, there'd be none of us on the planet, because nobody would ever get together and hook up. So he says, "I may have scared her off." I was like, "You think?" "She wrote me back. She had been thinking about us and thought I wasn't the right partner for her, etc., with all kinds of lame excuses." Yeah, because you have to love the other person in such a way that they feel free. And when you start talking like that, you start talking like stalkers talk. You start talking like guys who don't understand attraction talk. And basically 97% of the other dudes that she meets, they get too serious too soon, and she has to blow them out. Because women fall in love slowly over time. And until a woman's talking about her falling in love and feeling those emotions, it's better if you don't bring it up. Remember, it's a scientific fact that they're more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And if you just started dating a girl and you're feeling all these things, especially in your case, I think this guy said it's been 20 years since he'd been with a different woman. I mean, you're going to chase her away, and obviously you realize that you're doing that, or that you've done that. He says, "Maybe I pushed too hard and wrote too many emails." Yep, women should be doing 70 to 80% of the calling, texting, and pursuing. And if it's the other way around, which is more than likely the way it was in your case, that's what happens. You freaked her out. You caused her to feel like she was going to have to commit to being in a relationship before she was even ready. And she didn't know if she liked you enough at that point. And so that's why she pushed you away, because it was easier to reject you now before you get all lovesick, dopey, like a little 16-year-old, just like drooling all over her whenever you're with her in person, while you're sitting there just going. Now, if you've ever seen guys that are with a girl and they're just totally gonzo, and the girl's really not that into them, the dude's usually sitting there going, And the girl is just, it's like she fucking care less. And the guy has no idea. He says, so after she gave me the we can stay in close contact line, I said, I am not interested in being friends. Either I am her lover or a man and have a good one. And she answered that she was sad to hear that, but she respected my decision. He says, I didn't reply anymore, and after a few hours later, she posted all kinds of new pictures of herself on her Facebook wall. He says, I know she put them up there for me to see. Well, you don't know that. He says, I will not contact her at all for 6 months. What, then you're going to call her after 6 months? Like, why? You blew it with this girl. Move on. Bury yourself in my book so you can figure out where the hell you went wrong. Because obviously a big part of it was just what you said here. You telling her that you were falling in love with her. That's the wrong thing to do, dude. And you can see, women will drop you faster than a bad habit when you start talking like that when you've only been going out for a short period of time. That's why you need to listen and wait for them to bring it up first. Then you will realize that it's appropriate because her emotions are engaged. But again, it's always, think about this. When you say something to a woman, think about, is this going to cause her to want me more or want me less? And if women are scientifically attracted to men whose feelings are unclear, it doesn't mean that you never tell her. It's just that it's better if she says it more than you say it. Because that way, it gives her what she needs to fall in love with you, which is being unsure of herself. That way, she can think about her emotions and how she feels about you. It's like I say all the time, it's like putting a cake in the oven. You got to leave it in there to bake. It's got to have time for the dough to rise. And you can't force it. You tried to force things, and she rejected you. She blew you out. He says, I think she will, since I definitely backed off completely and blindsided her. She's a 10 for sure. So I'm actually, but after watching most of your videos, I'm James Dean now, but still care. You mean James Bond. You obviously haven't paying close enough attention. So I talk about you want to be charming James Bond 90% of the time, and 10% of the time you want to be naughty. You want to use sexual innuendo. You want to say the kinds of things where it cause a woman to go, is he fucking with me? Or is he serious? Does he really mean what he says? And it's like you look at him with that James Bond smirk, or you say things that are like a little like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. But it's kind of cool that he said that. Oh my God. That's what you want. That's the goal that you want to get to. But obviously, like I said, you're doing too much too soon, and you acted like a lovesick puppy, and you got dumped. You got blown off. That's what really happened here. So if you have a question, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs maximum, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website and click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box is the box that has a link that'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website or my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and on the Webby toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.